Welcome to the video bulletin for Friday the 25th of June. Well, we had been hoping and expecting that by this time we would be living in an opened up world, and that's not the case. So all sorts of things have changed. We've had some changes of date. For example, the Heart Edge Conference, that network of churches that believes in different ways and different models of expressing Christian witness to the world through culture, through congregation, through commerce and through compassion. The Heart Edge Conference is going to have to change its date. So we'll now be hosting that conference in church at the end of September on the 28th. Speakers will include Sam Wells from St Martin in the Fields in London and also Martin Percy, the Dean of Oxford. So alongside the big events that where we're having to change the date, a lot of people are having to change the dates for their own events as well, particularly weddings, and our heart goes out to all those whose arrangements have had to change at quite short notice. But we're working with as many of you as possible to make sure that we get the day that you want in the end. So if you have got a wedding booked and you need to discuss it, please do get in touch as soon as possible. Well, summer is here. We've had a bit of rain this week, but we're still looking ahead to some exciting events in the summer. We're very much looking forward to being able to enjoy hospitality together again. Tea and coffee after church is one of the most important things about our common life. And over the next few weeks, I really hope that we can begin to focus more on our common life, coming back together as a church community. As I speak to many of you, and I speak to quite a number of members of the congregation every week individually, I sometimes sense that individuals don't always feel how important they are to the church community as a whole. So actually church is something where they won't be missed. Well, that is absolutely not the case. At this stage in our life, recovering from the difficulties of the last year and a half, we need to gather every single one of us together again, because if one of us is missing, we feel that loss. So if you haven't been for a while, or if you think that your presence isn't important, well, please do come along, because your presence as an individual enriches the entire church community. I do hope to get as many of you as possible back in over the next few weeks so that we can be together, so that at the end of July, when things supposedly will open up again, we can enjoy those refreshments with those special recyclable, reusable cups which I showed in last week's video bulletin. Now, another reason for getting back together again is because we have many new members of our community, particularly up in the sanctuary. We welcomed Reverend Tabitha Rao a few weeks ago, and this coming weekend we will welcome Jenny Brady, who on Saturday will become the Reverend Jenny Brady, as she is ordained deacon. So Jenny will be with us for the first time on Sunday morning on the 27th, and I do hope that you can be there to greet her. But let's find out a little bit more about her now.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the video bulletin for this Friday. I am here with a really special person who, like some of my previous guests, is not yet a member of the congregation, but is soon to be a very important person in the life and work of the church. And that person is our new curate, Jenny. Hi Jenny, how are you?
Hi Ian, I'm really good, thank you. Lovely to be here.
Well, we're so glad to have you. And we're going to be asking you a couple of questions kind of about your background and where you come from and stuff. But first, you have very generously agreed to be the first guinea pig in our very new and very exciting segment, Assist the Assistant. I feel like I have to do the hands every time I do it. So I'm in desperate need of some assistance, Jenny. What can you assist me with?
Okay, Ian, what I think I can assist you with today is journaling, which is a practice that I've got myself into for a number of years now. And it's literally, this is my journal, which could be anything. It's just a little lines notebook, really, and that's all it is. But the purpose of it is that, and that how I found it enriching for me, I would say over the last 10 years, is writing down how God has worked in my life that day. I use a prayer called the Examen, which was taught to people by Saint Ignatius of Loyola. And I got really interested in Saint Ignatius many years ago when I went on retreat to Loyola Hall. in Knowsley. That's closed down now, and it's now I now go to St Bino's in North Wales. So I make sure I get myself on a retreat each year. And anyway, the practice of journaling is kind of what I've learned whilst being on retreat, but then I do it all the time. Sometimes I might forget, and then I'll go and do 2 days worth or something, but I'll just, note down highs and lows, how I responded to situations, where I felt God was at work, as I say, in my life. And I find it really helpful that if I'm feeling, I don't know, worried about something or wondering how to cope with a situation, obviously I would pray about it, but I'd also read back on old journals and say, how did that work that time? And yeah, I could see God's hand in that situation. So really, I can just lean on him again, So I just find it a really excellent tool for plotting, plotting God's hand in my life, for want of a better expression, Ian.
Yeah, I actually did an Ignatian retreat a couple of years ago and did the examen, and I lost contact with it because I couldn't kind of keep up the discipline. Like, I did it for a couple of months and then I kind of just like faded away. Like, how do you keep from losing momentum?
Well, I keep it in my little office room where I sit, and I've got like a comfy chair, and I keep it there. And I do, when I come in every day into my office, because I work in here, but I also pray and read my Bible in here. The journal like stares at me as if to say, open and write. And so, as I say, I may miss a day or two, but I will always catch up. I always look at the journal and think, right, I must write in you. I must look back and read. And so, yeah, it is just trying to keep in that discipline. And I'm praying every day and reading my Bible. So it's just incorporating all that in my daily sort of personal worship, really, So.
Well, I really appreciate you talking about that. You are assisting me because you're calling me out on something that I'm always trying to do, like my daily prayer and get things written down and kind of figure out where I'm at and stay grounded and stuff. And I really struggle. So you really are assisting me. Maybe I should be leaving my journal out more. I think I usually slip it into my backpack, and then I don't have to look at it so I can escape. Well, Jenny, thanks so much for assisting me with that. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
I also want to, I forgot to say, actually, I am calling you from beautiful Chicago, Illinois, USA.
Wow.
I was going to sit outside, but it's raining, unfortunately, but at least it's nice and cool. It was very, very hot yesterday. But greetings to everyone in the congregation from beautiful Chicago, Illinois. And just getting back to you, I do want to ask, because you are so new and we're so excited to have you, maybe talk a little about yourself. I mean, and kind of how you got to where you're at.
Okay, I live in Litherland, which is not too far away from church. It won't take me too long to get there. I'm married to Kevin, and I have a daughter, Lily, who's grown up. I've been on this discernment path for a very long time, Ian. I would say, about 10 years. And there's been a few twists and turns along the way. I also I work for Liverpool Council as well. I'm a social worker, but my actual job title is independent reviewing officer. It's quite a privileged job. I get to chair meetings for vulnerable children and just ensure all professionals are doing what they should do for the child. Really, that's it in a nutshell.
Wow.
So, and then I think it sort of complements me call into the priesthood, really, into becoming a cure, because there's lots that I do in my job in terms of, I would say, using pastoral skills and just working with people and enabling others, and I'm just excited to be able to use anything I've learned in my work with everything I've learned while studying, obviously studying for the last 2 years, to before my ordination. I'm hoping it will all complement.
Amazing. Well, you come with a lot of experience, and I'm sure you're going to be a real blessing, both to the St. Nick's community, also to St. Athanasius, which the community that you and I will be working with a little bit, in addition to St. Nick's next year. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, Jenny. This has been really lovely. That's probably all the time we have, but it's so lovely to speak to you.
Thank you very much, Ian. Lovely talking to you.
All right. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
So as we look ahead to the weekend, meeting Jenny is clearly going to be the highlight for so many of us. I'm sure it will be lovely weather. The birds are very noisy around me at the moment. I'm sure you can hear them, and they'll be out in force as well in the sun on Sunday, but also the other events we've got over the weekend. So tomorrow morning on Saturday, we've got Armed Forces Day on behalf of the city and other local authorities in the region. Obviously everything is very restricted these days, but that service will be live streamed, and it will be an opportunity to celebrate the role of the armed forces, not just in our national life, but also in all that they've done during the pandemic, especially in our region. And then on Sunday morning, we've got the Parish Eucharist at 10 o'clock. Then in the afternoon, we've got a special event at the pierhead to remember the Lancastria, which is the ship that went down in 1940. Do have a look on Wikipedia, because it's quite an important chapter in the history of the Second World War, which was never told at the time because of a D notice that was slapped on it. And then in the evening, we'll be doing a special choral evensong for the Lancastria. Now, choral evensong normally we do without tickets, but there will be a crush on attendance. If you would like to attend, please do get in touch with the church office or with me directly. But it would be good to remember that important point of history as the evacuation from mainland Europe happened in 1940 when the ship went down. Next week, of course, we've got choral evensong in an unticketed way on the 4th of July. Whatever you're doing this weekend, I hope you're having a really good time. I hope you will enjoy yourself in the sunshine, and I really hope as well that you can be with us at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning as we meet our new curate.